Hello and welcome back everybody. Sorry for the small technical difficulty. But now it's working. My software decided that my webcam stopped working, so quick restart was needed. But now everything works properly. Hello Steven. How is it going this night? Good to see you here. In last stream, we created a new project. We applied Blazor on it. That is a Blazor component library. We added the navbar and the default layout. And we created a card with a title, a description, and a heart that you can like. It's still all only locally. And in this stream we'll also work mostly on stuff local. And probably next stream, so that's next Monday, we'll start working on adding a backend and making sure that the data is really stored in the database. So for this stream, we go to this page. Here you can, if you go to the GitHub/topdev/topfood, you can see the repository and the issues and even the project. So those items are the ones that we are gonna work on. So that's the recipe information card, the ingredients and tools. We are gonna add the GitHub Action, so the project gets built and tested. A steps card, so that's every step you have in a recipe, and a profile card. And basically this is how we generally want it to look. So for the general information, you can give it a ranking. You can see the default serving and you can change it. You see the times, and then some stuff about the recipe, like the calories, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. So those should also change when the serving gets changed. But those are also linked with the ingredients. So that's most stuff. We're gonna have some components working together. So I think that we'll be really excited. And welcome, Irish Tea Leaf. Welcome to the stream. And something else that's pretty cool, well, at least I think that's cool, is, let me find it by details. We have a logo for our website. The final touches are being made to it. And next stream we'll also upload it. I wanted this, basically this part, filled this in with white, and then have that in the navbar, and this is gonna be the full logo. I had that made. I'm not that creative. Oh, and we also have the profile page that we wanna work on. Irish Tea Leaf says, awesome, who made the logo? And also Steven, hello. Let me see what I can display. It's from Fiverr and she is called the Design Affair. Let me, here's my chat. I did copy that correctly. Did I? No, I forgot the R. Yeah, like that. So cool, that's the designer I used. Really helpful, and she even did a few changes. So today we are gonna start working on the recipe information card. If you missed last stream and you still wanna view it back, you can go to the GitHub page or my YouTube, and there you can find the link to the YouTube video and all the issues with the timestamp, and they're also in the description. You can also find the branches and the issues if you want to see the code at a certain point or what issue we even worked on. So let's get going with the information card. I closed it. So we are, it's here. Gonna have two parts, or three basically. We have the stars component. We have the general information, and we have the galleries. So let's get started on the stars rating. So we are going to our components folder in our Blazor project. So this is our Blazor project. And here we have the components, the recipe. And I'm gonna create a new folder. A folder, not a class. And that's called rating. Yeah, let's call it rating. And here we're gonna give it a class called star rating component .razor.cs. So we use the razor.cs so it get I don't know what that error is. But we also gonna make a razor component called star rating component.razor. So now they're linked under each other, and that makes it really clear that they are the same class. So I always like to do that with the code behind stuff. Let me make this a little bit more in the center. Yeah. So we have this. Also, welcome Cherry Dipper and Major Error. Welcome to the stream. We are gonna remove all of this. And we are gonna give this a few parameters. So those parameters are gonna be used with calling this function. Public int amount of stars so this allows us to change the amount, but I think we will keep it by default on 5 because I think that's most use cases, but I like to make it configurable. And public int default score a default score So this is the general part of it. Now we also want to display this, so we are gonna create a new component called recipe information card component. Gonna remove the basic one. Gonna give it a mid card. Mid content. Let me see what we did in the title. Let's go to the website to see how they do it. So this is just so we can have it display something where mid card content. Mid card content. And we need to add the, because we created a new folder, we need to create a new using top foods.blazor.components.rating. If anyone knows how to do this, like everything under this one, that would be amazing. But I didn't figure it out. But now we can have the star rating components, and we don't need to change the other one. But we do wanna, we don't wanna change the amount, but we do wanna change the default score. And now we also want this on our index page. We didn't create a different page for it, so it's just on the default page. And we are just gonna create a mid, not icon, item. Mid item. XX3A, yeah, that's fine. And we're gonna call that the recipe information card components. So now if we run this, we should be able to see a new card here. With the lovely loader from Tessie. As you can see, the card is here. It's empty right now, but that's normal as we didn't have any input in it. I'm just pouring myself something to drink. Yes, all this talking gives me a pretty dry throat. So let's go. Let's see if we go to Blazor and we search for the mid icon. So it has an. We can set the icon. We can set the size. We can change the color, the view box, the child content, the class, if we want classes on it, styling, and tags. That's basically for user data. And we also want to see the icons, yes. And we want to search for a star. We could even do half stars. Yeah, let's also do the half stars. No, not for no. Maybe we'll do that later. For now, we have the star border and the star rate. So we should create a mid icon. of, and the icon is gonna be icons dot me quickly see. Because we have a heart here, icons dot material, icons dot material dot. Do we have we want the star border, star rate? No, we want the star rate. They have a lot of stars. And this is the outlines. Outlines dot. So if we start this, let's see how the star looked. That doesn't look very good. Maybe we should give it a color. Maybe that's the problem. So let's see what we wanted that color. So that's the secondary color. Color that secondary. Maybe this one isn't correct. Title card. Let me copy this. Cool, let's add so it knows it's code instead of a string. That's all fine, but I am wondering. Like, it should be there. But it's not showing. So let's check the computed. So for instance, the color. And it has the mid paper, so that's not correct. Did we refresh it? Is the server running correctly? Let's see that. Let's also, that's something I always like to do, is go to the folder. And then, top put. And then we want to do .NET Watch run. Wait, what? Oh, I needed to go one more deep. .NET Watch run. Oh, okay. It's there. I'm not sure why it wasn't displaying before. And we want to have large, maybe. So the watch should automatically refresh, or need at least rebuild. I think I'm going with the star border instead of the star rate. I'm not really sure what all the difference are, but so now we have that, we should create a for loop. For e equals 0, e is smaller than let me see what we called it, amount of stars, and I plus plus. So this means that we should receive 5 stars instead of 1. And that looks pretty nice. We should also make sure that it's centered and all that stuff. But we also want to be able to click them like this pretty hard. And that they are filled. So let's start with the field. So we defined that the star rating, that the default score, we set that to 2. So it has 2 filled hearts, and now it has 0. So I should equal the default score, and this should now only display 2 or 3, sorry, yeah. So 2 should be filled. So now we create a new loop, and we want I is 0, and we want the default score. Now we have 5 again, so that is very nice. But we wanted the normal star, as that one is filled, I believe. Yeah, the default star is filled. So now we basically have a rating system. But they're not pretty aligned. So I think we can do that with flex. And I like to use this flex box. So they're nicely centered, but the most outside are not entirely on the outside, and they're not all bunched together. So for that, we just need to use this code. So we're gonna create a div around it, class, and remove this, like, and make the div around it. Let's see how this looks. Did it now shoot up? Or it's entirely centered? Let's see. Let's see the computed one. Ah, we have the margin top. I don't want the margin top, and I don't want this. I just want the deflex and the justify around. Nice! What do you guys think of this? You like it? Also, welcome Tineke, Cherry Dipper already had, and Violet's TV. Welcome to the stream. How is it going this night? Now the stars are falling. Now we should check out how to make them clickable. So you could give yourself a score. So let's go to components, icon buttons, I believe. Is that it? Yeah. So let's change it from mid icon to a mid icon button. This shouldn't make them really clickable, but this should give them the feeling of being clickable. And I'm wondering if there's something like a hover. It doesn't appear to be. Maybe on here, user attributes. Button type should also not be it. Color edge. No. That's too bad. But hey, that's not. We could look at that later. But that would be like if you hover over to this one, you see that this one should be like filled. And then if you click, it stays that way. But that's fine. We should create a function called public void, as we don't want it to return anything. And star press. And should give an int I, as that would display which one it is. So now we will do onClick, and we want to create a small function in here, and we want to call on star press. I'm gonna call it star click on star click, and we're gonna give it here I, and we want to do I can also use I here. That's very convenient. I'm not checking anything in this function. So let's do a write of I and see if it works. And we got an error. Welcome, Bart, for the win. How is it going this night? Welcome to the stream. Let's see why this isn't working. Capture variable is modified in the outer. Yes, I know, I like that. I want it to be modified. Or maybe this one is, oh, this one is the problem. On click. It's going good. How is Blazor so far? It's very good. It is being amazing as most times with Blazor. That's kind of annoying. I hoped that that's also annoying. Maybe we can check the size out later, but this is gonna take not at the moment it is set, but at the moment it is created, or so after the loop I is 4 and it's gonna take I then as 4. That's pretty weird. I never had that problem before. 4 for I, default score I. This is always 5, this is always 2. Can I not do something like this? Does anyone have an ID index? Blazor give I to function. They just do this. Oh, I pressed. Very well then. Then we do it like this. Let's grab it here. And does this work? It does, but no, we don't need to add one. So now that works. We want it to have a score. And this should be nullable. Score equals I. And score. Do we want that? No. We're just gonna rename this to score. And we're gonna remove this one. Because I don't care about the default score. Now this is also updated. Default score, yeah, I know that default score doesn't exist. In what file does it not exist? Star rating component. Score and score. Oh, it wasn't saved. That's why it didn't work. I is, but if it's 0, it should. And now we should get 6. I score. We do it like this. Because I kind of like that it starts at 0. This is still 1. Yeah, that's correct. So you also always have a 0 score, but that's basically 0, and this is 4. And now nobody knows that it's updated. So we're gonna give it a new parameter. And we call it public event callback int rating change. Why not 0 as the lowest rating? Preference. I think it's pretty nice that you don't have to. If you now create a new recipe, it automatically gets like 1 star until someone rates. And otherwise you need to check and make sure it's 1. And now it just works as default and the user doesn't see a change. And arrays also start at 0. Oh, that's kind of annoying. I'm probably gonna change this because if you look very closely here, and we up it 1, you can see that it changes, or it looks like the next one is has the click animation. Can you guys see that? The reason for that is basically this one isn't getting removed, this one is getting move 1 up. And this one is getting removed, and here there's 1 more added. I think it can have an impact on the rating. If the default is 1, the rating will probably be lower than if the default value is 5. Yeah, but what do you suggest? That everybody that creates a new recipe automatically gets 5 stars? Or gets 0 stars? Or should they get 2.5 stars? Behavior on the website, what do you mean? But first, before we gonna change that, we're gonna do the rating change that invoke async and then I 2.5. Yeah, we don't have 2.5. We could give it, but you can only you could only give it full stars, but could add in half. But let's worry about that a little later. For now, let's change some behavior. So before we have, let's copy this. So this was our old behavior. And for now, I'm gonna create a new loop. I is smaller than the amount of stars. And I want I plus plus. And then we want the button number. And now we want an if statement. If I is smaller than score, then we want the outline. We could even do for type equals yeah, I is kleiner than score. Then we want the star border. Else we want the star. Does that gonna work? It's not a question mark. That works. Now we don't need an if statement. And we can just set the type here. That's also cool, but not what I wanted. If the score I is bigger than let's reverse them. or equal on. Now you can see that that the update gets done on here. And you can also see, like here you see the animation change, and here you see it on it. But now you can also see that the Blazor really, like, we change one value and everything can change, so that's really cool. So now we remove this one. And we wanted a default score for the we wanted a half score for their default score. Then I'm gonna start at 1. Because it's gonna be weird if you have 1.5 star. I did update. Button is I. So this is. This should still be seek. Nice, yeah, that works. So there are 2 options, or we could double this. So the amount of stars should be 5, and the score is still an int, but 10. So you can also have halves. Or you could make it a double. And then it has decimals, but what do you guys think? Should we make it a decimal or just double the score? Thinking about what would be better. But that means that you won't be able to give half stars, but that you can see if they have like 4.5. I need to go. Great session. Rating stuff and not never be the same. Very nice to see you, and have a great night. Use negative margin. No, we don't like that. Yeah, let's do that. So if we go to the star rating, so this should stay the same. And we should change this to something here. Public, what is it? Is it an enum? It's a string. A string gets icon type. And star count. Star index. So this should be the same again. Hello? Hello, watch. Why are you not working? You are. So this works like it was before. But now we want that if it's the last the star index gear 2 if star index multiply by 2 equals score minus 1, then we should return the icon dot outline. I'm not sure what the material outline dot star half. Return. And let's change this here to 5. Yeah. That doesn't look proper. So you basically give a score from 1 to 10, but you can only give increments of 2. So the default one is 2, second one is 4. And so on. And let's give it a score instead of the I. Star index score. So if the score is 1 star, 2 star, 2.5, so that's 5, and then we should have a score of 5. That is correct. So the star index is 1 equals, so 0 equals 1. That should not be the case. But that is the case. Does it start at 0? Should start at 1. So 1 is 5 divided by 2.0. No, divided by 2. Let me think. Let's not do divided by 2, because that gives some weird stuff. And it's not -1? It should be minus, or should it +1? It should be +1. Yeah, we have the half. That is very nice. This all works. I will like to make some unit tests. So before we commit it, we are gonna go to bunits. We're gonna create a new folder called rating, as we like to keep the same structure as here. And we're gonna give it a star rating component tests. We're gonna remove the usings. We're gonna make it a public one. If any one of you have any questions about Blazor, our current projects, or something related to it, feel free to ask. This doesn't want to build. Wah, wah. Why do you not want to? Can I rebuild this one? Yes, I can. Add project references. Remove. So there was a reference error. And now everything works again. So for inspiration, let's copy this one. We want the test context, because it will make our life a little bit easier. Yep. But instead, we want the star rating component. But we do want to give it a parameter. Component parameter. So it is called, let's first check how the amount of stars is correct. So name of star rating component dot amount of stars. and 5. And then I want to see, this isn't correct, but we want to check. Oh, we can search for the SVGs, and if there are 5 of them, let's make it a theory inline data 5 3 int star count. Do it like this. And should equal. And that should be components that find all SVG dot count should equal to the star. This should not. That should be count. I don't think we heard it last stream, so I'm going well this one. So that works. Change amount of a star test. Let's fix those like that. And let's also do a default star test. Default star. And let's give it effects. And that should be 5. And we don't want to give it any parameters. That looks good. Hello, Time Waster. How is your evening going? And how is your headache from last stream? Or didn't you drink much? So fact, public, avoid, change, check score. Can we check that? Is there something like a class on it? No, there isn't, so that's a little bit harder for solo. For now, let's keep it at this. So let's get git a fork. And let's see the changes. So we have a for each loop, for each star, we have a button. And the type is decided by the get icon type from I. Then here the icon type is rendered here. So if the star index by 2 equals score plus 0 or plus 1, it should have a half. So that's a score of, well, 1 isn't a valid score, but 3 is a valid score, 5 is a valid score, 7 and 9. And if not, it's divided by 2, so it equals the start index. Should I do, yeah. Let's change that up. Because that doesn't give us decimals. So that's a little bit better. And we give a message to the parent component that's done. Here we register it so we can see it. And we add it to the imports. And we have a test. And we change some small other stuff. Oh. Create new branch because we want to change the branch for it. Let's go to the issues, and it is 6 information card. Formation cards. And we can pull main. Hello. Pull. Let's also push. Yes, and let's make sure we have the newest version. Welcome to the stream, Bing, Cortana, Cherry Dipper, Commander Roots, Idella, and Violet's TV. How is it going this night? I do think I was kinda optimistic about what we are gonna do this stream. If I see this list. But that's fine. So now we're gonna work on this part. Should be a little bit easier, I hope. So I do want a new component for this recipe. Information serving size components. And I'm gonna create a class for it. Recipe information cards. Information serving size component. .eraser.cs. And let's make it a parser class. We're gonna give this a parameter. Meter public int serving size. And we're gonna give it a get and a set. And we're gonna add it in here. Below here. Recipe information serving size component. And we'll make it self-closing. And we're gonna give it a serving size of a 4 or 3. So let's see my Blazor what we would like. We don't need tabs, bar, cards, chip, container, dialog, grid link, menu, paper, pickers, rating. Oh! Oopsie. Nobody sees this. But I did find the one I liked for this one. No, not here. Serving size. And we want the body one. Let's hope it works. So we have serving size. Ah, we didn't save this one. It's always something I forget to save serving size. Then we want a met icon, button icon, icons dot material. Let's see what icons we want. A minus. Yeah, we want to add sub. No. To minus. Oh, it is. Forget what it is. We also have a croissant. And a carpenter. We have a lot of stuff here. Not a draw handle. I basically want that one, but a single one. Let me find horizontal ruler, maybe. It's a little long. No, not maximize. Maybe minimize. I think that for now is the best one. Let's see. No, not remove. Sports star. I think that was it. Material dot outlined dot minimize. It's never closed. Now it is. We want another mid text. For now we have it. Oh, we already had a variable for that. Serving size. And add. Maybe we should remove. We did save. Hello. Let's see if this was the problem. It is, but this looks terrible. But we can fix that. So I think I want those things. I want a grid. Mid grid. Mid item. And we have the serving size and we want access because we always want it on the same line. Wanna just divide it. And let's close it here. And we want it all on the same line. So we want another class. And let's see the And this is start. Let me see. Flex. Flex. Flex row. Sure. Or no, I want this one. Justify start. Hey! I getting to learn my stuff. It looks already a lot better, but I want to change the size to small. And we want vertical. Maybe you can do this. We need the fourth. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, 3. 1, 2, 3. Align center. Damn it. Icons. Maybe remove. Yeah, remove is centered. Very nice. That's kind of weird, but sure. On. Oh, it's a toggle click. No, I don't want a toggle click. I just on click is serving size minus. And let's change that to this. Nice. And we should have an if statement. If size, if serving size does not equal 1, but now we have the problem. Lieselotte, welcome! We missed you last stream, but we are very happy that you are here right now. Donuts, yes. And more. No, it's no problem at all. We are happy that you are here now. We this stream we added a rating system and then found out that our library already has one. It was Florine's first day at school Monday, so it was a little hectic, and today was weird too. Yeah, that's no problem at all. Just come when you have the time. I believe John is learning very hard, so he's also a slacker. But it's great that you're here, but never feel... Yeah. Would never worry. Don't have to say sorry. It's just amazing that you're here. Can we have a mud icon without... size equals... No. Lieselot, what do you think of the loading animation? Like when it's loading, you get like the gray skeleton. Oh, you don't see it? Give me... like it's a second there. Can you see it now? Like the image is loading and the title and this. So instead of this image, it's like gray, and instead of the title, it's also gray. And then when the data gets loaded, it displays normally. But that way you don't see... yeah. Very good. No worries. Halloween skeleton. No, sorry. No Halloween skeletons here. Color dot equals color dot back. Marking your bonds are transparent. It's a very good marketing slogan. It's not that bad, but it's still not... I'm doing very well. I really like working on this project. Sorry, project. That doesn't work. Damn it. And yeah, the week break was really nice. Instead of streaming every other night, I got some time to play games again. I played Satisfactory also. It's like an automating game. And I also prepared something for the stream, so that's also nice. Why is this not... color is transparent. Met icon class is padding 4. Let's see. How was your week when I was not here? So it's still there. It has a padding of 4, but that's okay. That's just not enough. Padding of 8. Let's see what options we have. Padding, no. Spacing. Intervals of 4. It was good. It was actually waiting on Monday to see who would stream because I wasn't sure. But I mainly just moved into my new crib and I did some studying. How was your new crib? It's actually really nice. I can imagine having your freedom again. I didn't expect 40 cubic meter to be that. That's high ceiling. Oh, that's really nice. So it still feels like a little bit more breathing space and air. Padding. Why? It's X, not Y. My bad. But yeah, that's really nice. So this one is even bigger. Do we also have 2? Or I should use lefts? Damn it. But at least you don't... Yeah, that's fine enough. At least you don't press the plus when you go to 1. I'm gonna take a small break. Stretch my legs. Grab something to eat. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Hope to see you all here. If you're wondering about the project, go to our GitHub page and see the issues. Where's the music? Can you not hear the music? There should be some music. Is this better? Can you hear it right now? Is this better? But I'm gonna take... I'll turn it up a little. No, that's fine. There should be music, some background music. But if you're wondering about the project, you can go here and on the GitHub page there's a video to the first stream. Like our color scheme, our architecture that we want. We don't have the backend and the SQL yet, but that's something we'll probably start working on Monday. And you can see the YouTube video with all the time frames. So if you're wondering about adding Blazor recipe title cards or B units, you can just go in time. And you can even suggest new issues or ask questions or give some like IDs for other ones. And we also have an image. But this is like the first page that we like to build. So we already did this one. We are working on this one. So this is the information, like the serving size, the time, you can rate it. And here we have the ingredients, the tools and the steps and the profile and like 2 more recipe of this person and like some similar recipes. So if you have the formatting, like the size is not correctly here. But that's something we'll see when we get there. So if you have any ideas, let's just go to the issues or post them in chat when I get back. Then I'll be back in a few minutes. Hello, I'm back. I hope everybody took a small break, got some drink. I got like the best cup. Look at this really nice dark cup of coffee. So I'm gonna enjoy that. And let's continue. For the people that just joined our stream, today we added this star rating and you can change the serving size. This is really cool, but the problem that we found was that this one already has a rating system. So we could just have used this one. And but they don't have halves, so maybe that could be something that ours has, or maybe we decide that this one is just better and we should use this one. So we now just added the serving size. And now we want to add, if we check this image out, I don't have the image open. That's very bad of me. But we want to add the serving size, the prep time, the cook time, and the total time. And I think I'm gonna get this one to be done the other day, because I first want the ingredients. And based on the ingredients, we want to calculate this one real time. So let's go to the information. Let's create a new model. And let's create a Razor component. And let's call this recipe cook time component. And just also recipe cook time components. And if we check, we have the prep time, the cook time, and the total time. So we want to give it two variables called int cook time and prep time, and public int total time, and that should return a total of the two. And we should make this a partial class, and we should make those parameters. Parameter, and this one not. And we want to rename this to .razor. Public, not public. What am I talking about? This is HTML. We want the mid grid, and we want the mid item with an XXS of 6. As in a row, it has 12 columns, and we wanna use 6 of them for, so we use both of them for the entire size, and that way we get this nice prep, and that should be prep time minutes, cook minutes, and we should have the total time minutes. And of course, we should also add it to our recipe information card. So recipe information, recipe cook time components, and we want to set the prep time to 55 minutes and the cook time to 23. This is looking better, but we also want the mid text. Does this also have? No, that one has not at the XX. So type. The typo should be body1. And we should have them all in here. And I'm thinking in Visual Studio Code it would be easier, but for now let's just copy or cut and paste this. And let's give this a quick format. And let's see how it looks. This one looks better, bigger. Oh, this also have body one. Is there an error? No, there's not. Hello. Are you working? Are you working? Let me see, does this information... not the cook time, the serving size. Typo.body1. Let's see if there was a problem with the loading. There was. And I still have one cook too much. So let's remove that one. And let's wait for the refresh. Let's see, mid-grid. Let's maybe set spacing to 2. Yeah, I think this looks more uniform. Let's see, how does this... Yeah, the stars will break. We need to find something for those stars. And we could make this one bigger when it gets smaller. But I think that's something for the final details. So we now have all of this. I'm gonna try something. justify center, and I'm gonna remove the XS. Oh, that looks bad. Center, and maybe with the sizes. Why is this broken and the rest isn't? Does this not? Ah, this one doesn't have the excess. That doesn't change. Justify flex start. No, let's remove this. It looks fine. I think we have this one done right now. So let's go to our Git. Let's see that the information isn't information serving size. This one does look good, but this one has a lot of white space, so let's clean it up. This looks good. Sure. This looks good. This looks fine. Fine and fine. Edit information next to cards. Give me the all and push. And let's merge this back into one. So I'm probably gonna divide I'm gonna create a new issue for the calories and stuff. And now I think I wanna check out the GitHub Action. This isn't the front end, so let's update this issue. Oh, I don't want to search. I want to remove this one. So basically, GitHub Actions are a way to have like a build pipeline for GitHub, and that makes it then you can have your builds done, and that makes it that you can have your test run. And if you combine that with a pull request, you cannot push your code to the main branch without having working code. So that's a really good one, I think. Integration. And we want .NET core .NET setup workflow on push pull request main Ubuntu latest This seems like a really small issue. Yeah, we already did it. Blazor.yml start commit create a new branch, and we're gonna call it 5 Blazor pipeline creating build pipeline for Blazor. Propose new file. This branch has no conflict with the main branch. So as you can see, if we now go to actions, we can see it run. Yeah, it's now setting up the job. So it takes a few moments. Wait, I still have this full screen. That should be the case. Yeah, let me see, like this. And let's re-add the chat. So now you can see restoring dependencies. We're using .NET 5 and we're also using that for our project. So our dependencies are installed for the test project and for the Blazor project. And now we are building in our entire project and also testing it. So now compare and pull request. We already merged it, right? Oh, we need to push it. Yeah. Okay, but I want to disable this one. I don't want to be able to push add rule. Master. The smell spill approvals when yes. No, I don't care about approvals as I'm the only one working on it. So now if we go to the settings branches, we have main. Oh, there should be main instead of master. Let's edit this one a little bit. Top food, the best open source food site. So if we want to do this, commit to main branch. Oh, Top. Wait. Maybe because I'm an administrator, I'm gonna look into that. But other people shouldn't be able to merge directly, and they also need to make a pull request, but that's something else. But give me a second, Lieselot. Yeah, here. What do you think of my logo? I had someone on Fiverr. That's like a website. You can pay like $20 for it. I got her, and yeah, she then designs a logo for you, and then let me orders like the first one. I got this concept, and we got this concept, but I thought that this fork, like when you zoom out, it gets really blurry, and I thought, and a lot of people thought it, that this was a magnifying glass, so we let it change her, and you need to check, but this one had 2 revisions. Yeah. So I suggested like the pen with 2 handles and a lid, and then she made this one, and I really liked it. I had one small last revision, and that's this color I think should match the letters. And I asked if I could have an SVG, and if she could make this, like the outer lines be white, and then we can have it like in the and then only that white, and then we could have it, instead of here the top foot, we could only have that line. So this should be white. And if she can't do that or don't want to do it, I can do it myself, but yeah, it's easier if she does it. So yeah, let me quickly see if I can find why I'm still allowed to create to the main branch. Edit. I needed to include admins. And now if we edit it, let's add something like this. Oh, no. Yeah. As you can see, I am not allowed to create commits on main. So now I also need to create a branch, and let's commit this branch. Update. It isn't really a big important update, but now we create a pull request, and I should remove this one. Do I have require? Nice, yeah, this is so this makes sure that it's up to date, and this makes sure that it passes the build, and I don't need any reviewers. As you can see, now the build should be triggered. and that's gonna run soon, and then we can merge it. So this just allows me to work, forces me to work nicely. And I think that's important. So let's move this one here. So what do you guys think? Should we work on the steps or the ingredients for now? I think the ingredients would be better. So let's grab this one. We still have a little bit less than an hour. I don't think we can finish it. Can we finish it? No. Is there something others? Let's do the steps cards. It's a little bit smaller. And yeah. I think that's better then. So, let me see, what number was it? 8. Let's pull this one. Create pull no, not create pull request. Create new branch. 8. Build pipeline. No, not build pipeline. It's called 8 recipe step. So let's create a new Blazor component and let's call this recipe step cards component.razor. And let's also create a class for this, as we always do, like here and like the rest of our recipe. Step cards component.razor.cs, so it gets nested under this one. And this should have a parameter. And that should public list. And let's make a model for this in the model folder called recipe step model. And for now, this should just have a public class, not public class, public string step get hello string get set. And the reason I do it like this, no, I'm not gonna got text, but the reason I do it like this, instead of just using a list of strings, is that this way, if we later decide that we also want to include the recipe or the ingredients from that step, stuff like that, it could be way easier, or the order. We don't have to change this at the values for this. This is just a little bit easier, and there's a high chance that that's gonna happen here. So steps. And let's start with an for each var step in. And let's just print them. Step. And let's make sure that we have something here. So we should have the recipe. And should not be called recipe step, but recipe steps. And it should have steps. And now everything breaks. Of course it does. Today was really was a really nice day. I went to the office since the second lockdown, so that's been a while. I saw of my colleagues I work closely with now. One stagiaire and one colleague. I never saw them in real life, so that's pretty awkward. From a team of 5, so that's pretty big. One in April, another one starts. So it was nice to be in the office again. I'm just gonna restart Visual Studio one more time. As it didn't really want it to do what I wanted to do. Sometimes there's an error with renaming stuff and like that. But it was really nice to be in the office one day. I should do it more often. Right now, I think the numbers here get a little bit better. And I think it's also good for the work environments. So let's give it a second to load. So for everybody in the chat, are you working or going to school? And did you go in the last half year? Because I think that's has been a half year again. Also, welcome DJ Sample Texts. That's Anouk. Welcome to the stream. And the rest I already have. Aristelius says, more often, am I boring? Yes, you're boring. You get annoyed when I tried to bother you. And Job and Bart, they didn't mind. How is it going, Anouk? Great, that's good to hear. I'm gonna check something because I'm not sure if I do. Oh, I was wondering if I followed you, but I do. Aristelius says that's because you always bother me when I'm busy, but you're always busy. Also, Anouk says, working with Razor on the new job, so I'm spying on you. Nice. So this is like Razor, but it's called Blazor. And the main difference is that Blazor runs in your browser and Razor is mostly often rendered on your server and then the HTML gets sent. And with this we can do some really cool client-side stuff. For instance, press this button or select this or change this without needing to do JavaScript. But I didn't know that you programmed. Let's see. We want a list. No, we don't want a list like that. Only a little bit. Cool. That's nice to hear, I think. At least as if you're enjoying it. At least I know I am. But I can understand if not everybody is. I'm trying to find like the normal list, but I'm not sure. Oh. And if they have that a mid list. Buttons, dialogues, dividers, drawers, elements. What's elements? Oh, that's cool. You can change that by file uploads, focus, grid. No, highlighter, no, link. Also not. I'm looking for the list, but with no, I just want a list with numbers. Is that too much to ask? Well, I can do it myself then. Oh, it's not Irish tea leaf, but Irish coffee. It's almost the same as Irish tea leaf. No, they don't have an Irish tea leaf. But Anouk, didn't you streamed? I didn't see you stream a lot last times, but do you still stream or did you stop? Or is work getting in the way? Well, tea and coffee isn't the same. No, but is this like the superior version of you then? Because coffee is better than tea. No, tea is better. Well, it's good that John is not here, because he would agree. Our Steely says, no, I'm way better than coffee. Well, coffee gives me energy. Sometimes, no. And Sample Text says that she, the time, and that she probably will stream soon again. So if anyone in the chat wants to hear some music streams, make sure to follow or to give her a follow. Make sure to send me a message when you go, because if I have the time, I like to join. Very good. And okay, let's see how this looks. We didn't add any steps. So we're gonna create a new list with yeah, now it recognizes this. We're gonna create a new list with recipe step model. Text is first step. New recipe step model. Second step. Why don't you allow this? Because it's not a delegate type. No, that's fine. Let's do this differently. Let's just make this here. Public list recipe step model steps equals we need text here. Oh, and we cannot use the array, but we can do this, I believe. No? You can remove this one. Can we also remove this? No. Then we need to do it like this. So the reason we don't have to provide the type is that because of this list, it already knows that you want to create a list. So it's pretty smart. And of course, we've got to make step.text. So first step, second step, that looks all pretty nice. Let's remove this enter and let's this shouldn't be in the information card, but this should be in the index. So let's fix that. Nice. And then we can insert this in the grid. Let's make a met item x6. Let's see how this looks. Better. But now we should make this also a card. mid cards. So the mid card provides us with a nice border and all that stuff. Mid content, mid cards content, yes. So this I'm not sure if it's needed if you only have content, but this no, make sure that you have like the header in here, the content, and all that stuff. That looks a little bit better, but I see that mid padding margin. That's the padding, and I also want the margin on the x-axis to be 4, I think. Very nice. And then I want this one to be 1, this one to be 6. And this one to be 4. That looks pretty good, in my opinion. Maybe this one also needs to be a little bit more in the center. Or maybe this one needs to be fully on the side, but we'll decide about that later. I do want an index. So let's go to the recipe step component and to the Razor page. Can we have like index? C# for each index. Steps.select. So now we're adding an index and then step model, and then should be model.value dot add model dot e. What? Why is that not allowed? Okay, I'm not sure why. But let's do it here. Let's see how that looks. Nice. Can you set the text in here? Okay. I don't like that. Because we also want the mid text. And we want the typo to be body 1. Typo body 1. This should now be the same as this one. Can we do like HTML tab? No, not tab. I don't really want to do a grid in here. Could do a table. Maybe you can make the entire thing a table, simple table. Yeah, I'm gonna use the simple table, I think, instead of the list. Let's copy this. We don't need the header, so we just need the table body around the for each. And we want the table row for in the for each, so it creates a new table row for each row basically. And then instead of the, we want the DD, and let's make sure that's aligned properly. Everything is aligned properly. Let's remove this one. Day. Let's close it. And let's copy this over here. Oh, now the entire thing is elevated. I do like the hover, the dance is not necessary. Hover true. Fixed header, no. Elevation 0 maybe? Let's also make it a square. Will be I think it looks pretty good, but I do like to remove that line. Class, style, tag, user attributes, elevation, hover, square, outlined. Let's leave that for now. I do wonder what it is making. Is there a border? None. Border collapse. What is giving me the divider then? Is that table row maybe? Border bottom color. Border bottom 0. Damn it! Does anyone know how we could remove that? Border bottom style none. Width collapsed. Border left. Border bottom color is white. Oh, I removed the entire thing. That's too bad. Fixed head. No, I don't want. I don't see the difference, to be honest. Oh. Then you can loop. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. But I want to remove that line. So it's not elevation. We already disabled that. Child content. We are setting this one. Fixed header, no. Outlined, no. Oh, I'm not that good with CSS, but I really wanna have this look good. Table row. I'm just gonna try removing stuff. No, border bottom, border color. Don't want any border column. The width is fine. Display, border spacing. It does change something. Wow. Color, background color. Yeah, border box. Vertical align, border color is inherent. Border spacing, no. Square? What do you mean? Welcome to the stream. But what do you mean with square? No, square is like the border radius, and we already have that set to true. But we already had it at false, and that was also not. Maybe outlined, but I don't think so. You're just dropping in. That's fine. Okay, then it gets outlined. Okay, we don't want that. Like if we can find what's providing the border, but I'm not really finding. Oh, this one has the border. Does we remove this? No. Padding border bottom. It's on the TD border bottom. Maybe we can just do border bottom 0. Nice, that works. So we should have, and I never used this before, but if we want to change it for this one, but maybe not for the other component, so Blazor CSS isolation. I believe we already had it set up. And we need to create a file called the name .razor.css. So instead of, so we're gonna create a new item, CSS, yes, and we're gonna call this a recipe steps card component razor.css. And now we can just set td border bottom 0. And now we can also remove this from here. And let's give this a hard refresh. Maybe even an entire rebuild. That gets loaded in, but it's not working. Let's see why it's not working, because I never used it before. So it's border bottom color, no, the width, it's from this one, but that's not mine, I think. Yeah, it's what? No. Elements, computed. And what? It's set to 0. Maybe we should set the width instead of just the border bottom. Dot width. It's 1, but what the hell? Let me see. It's 1 pixel, but what's setting this pixel? Because because there's only 1 and that's set to 0 pixels. No border. Let's see if we can. Let's close Deos because we're not using it anymore. And class. No. Oh, we can just use maybe this one. Damn it. Yes! It does work. Nice, nice, nice. My webcam is slowly getting up for some reason. To be honest, I'm not completely sure yet. But instead of the styling on the TD, I now use a class and that works. And so maybe there was a problem with the TD and it needed to be on a class. But now we can basically, yeah, if we go to our index page, we can create a new. Styling order conflict. Well, it didn't say that there was any other styling for it. So that is kind of weird, but maybe it was styling error, yeah. Third row. Now if we wait, you will see that it automatically gets updated. So in this stream, we added the rows, we added the serving size changes, so this doesn't do much at the moment. But you can change it, or we can work with it later. And you can change the rating. We built this entire thing before we found out that there is already a rating in here. So I'll decide if we want to use one of them, or if we how do they do? Oh, that's just two different things. Sorry. If we're gonna use this one, maybe I'll create a poll in the next stream or on Twitter. So make sure to follow me on Twitter. Which one we should use. Also, we have a logo created. So we'll be working with this one for the next screen. I want basically the negative of the top to be white and the rest to be removed and then replaced in here. And maybe, but I don't think I will do that. But maybe the foot to the right, but I don't think I will do that. So for the last step this stream, we should create, we should check our files as we do all the time. A recipe information card. I don't think we need the using anymore. Recipe information card component.razor. We do. But we can remove the two white lines. This one looks really good. This one looks good. This one looks good. This looks good. And let's discard those white lines. Otherwise, I'll get to hear that tomorrow. It already has two white lines, so let's remove an extra one in our index page. So, I don't need this one. So that's the last one. Added recipe steps. Let's. We are on the correct branch. Let's push everything. And now, if we go to our GitHub page, we get a PR. Create pull request. And I believe this, if I did everything correctly, but I'm not, why do we have 4? Oh, we have 2 about the readme. Can we close those? That's close. Those are not necessary anymore. Those were just for displaying purposes. And wait, this is merged, right? This is let's check if we run the correct one. Status check. I believe that's the. I'm gonna do a little bit more research on how to make sure that this action runs. Maybe we don't even. Oh, it is running. Very good. So after that, I can complete it. So in progress. After that, I will do that after the stream. I will make sure there are merged in the requests. So for if you missed last stream and you still want to view it back, or maybe you have some questions or want to start your own project and check if it works, of how we did some stuff, you can see here all the issues that we did last stream, all the branches that we did, and all the and the YouTube video with all the timestamps. So you can just click this one. And you'll see that we start with B unit. I see that that one is not correctly, so I should update that. And this video should be live tomorrow or on Friday, depending on how fast everything goes. So everybody had a great stream. This stream we had the star rating, the updates, and the list. The UI is pretty easy with the help of Blazor. And for next stream is Monday from 7 till 10 Central Europe time. So it's now 10 o'clock for me. So I start 3 hours earlier if you're in a different time zone. And we should probably work on the profile card. Maybe. And the planning was to start on the API project, so making sure that that works. And after that I probably add some more UI. And also make sure that that works with the API. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check in next stream. Hope everybody had a great stream tonight. And I hope you all have a great night and a great rest of the week. And I'll see you all Monday, I hope. Goodbye.